Hello and welcome to the Trophy Trust. It's a weekly podcast for the PlayStation Trophy Hunters. I'm this week's host, Claire88, and this week I'm joined by Shingo Bingo.
How's it going?
And we have two special guests here now who are making their first appearance on our show. We have Bernie.
Hello.
Fault Fiction, thanks. And we have Ash.
Yo.
Hey guys.
Yeah, we're alright. I'm a bit nervous.
Because normally we have like a horrible habit of talking over each other, so it's like
It's okay.
I was waiting for Bernie to talk and then she wasn't talking. It's like
Feel free to talk over Shingo, and I don't mind that for the rest of the next hour. But welcome anyway, guys. I'm very glad that we managed to get you on an episode here because I know.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. So as usual, we are just going to go into the same kind of format because it is just a regular episode, but we're going to talk about what we have been playing this week and what we're up to. So I wanted to ask Shingo, what have you been playing and what have you been up to?
Well, my last week basically does consist of God of War, really. I got the platinum there the other day, so I was delighted with that. Pretty much, just done the story, focused on the story 100% before I done anything. Didn't do anything else but the story because I'd never previously played any of the God of War, so I was kind of new to the series, you know. So I concentrated on the story. Yeah, really enjoyed it, so on. And then the collectibles. The collectibles I didn't really enjoy, to tell you the truth. I found a lot of them a bit annoying. The way you couldn't put a marker on the map to say, right, you have to go this direction, you have to go that direction. It was kind of just, oh, there it is there. Now find your way there, you know.
Yeah.
But I managed to get the platinum anyway. I found the Valkyries, like, I only played it on normal, man, and like, I found it extremely difficult. Like, hats off to people that got the God of War platinum, like, before this one, where you had to do like a God of War mode. Is that what's it called, or the highest difficulty?
Titan.
Oh, we did it on easy.
we did it on easy, and the Valkyries were still
Yeah, really hard.
Oh, I literally just done it on medium like the whole game because, like, with me, like, personally, I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to say anything, but I just wouldn't play a game on easy, you know. It's just not. I just like normal is just that's okay for me, you know.
But
Yeah.
so all of us four
I
have
actually found this.
the platinum here, but keeping in mind now, obviously, people. Unfortunately, now this is not my preference, obviously, but it's just for the better good. We are gonna keep spoilers of the story to a minimum for those who might be.
Oh, of course. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say anything about the story. Like,
I wanted to ask you though. You said that you never played a God of War, and this was your first one. So, as an entry to the series, how did it feel? Like, do you think you want to go back and play the others?
I would be very interested in going back playing the others. I would be very interested in playing them. I don't know as far as I go back to.
Very different creators. Because
yes.
I know, Bernie, I think I've seen you on Twitter. You got the Ascension Platinum recently, isn't that right?
Yeah, I've done Ascension and Chains of Olympus, and although people said that Ascension was probably the worst God of War in the series,
they were right.
I don't agree. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it was because if you died, it was because of your skill set, and you had to change your technique to get past difficult sections. Whereas Chains of Olympus, you were dying because the enemies were damn annoying and it was unnecessarily hard and frustrating. So I definitely would recommend playing the God of Wars because I think they're awesome. So
yeah, well, I have all the platinums, all the games platinum done. I have all of them done.
Oh, well done.
Chains of Olympus, like I agree there. The Ascension is better than any of those PSP made games, but the trilogy, the first, second, and third one, are just.
Yeah, I'm going through the first one at the moment to try and get that plat.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll have them all played. You'll have to watch this space.
Yeah, keep us updated. Maybe when we come back in another episode, you'll be talking a lot more about it. Maybe you'll have them all done, you know?
Yeah, hopefully.
Shingo, have you been playing anything else, or is there anything else?
No, pretty much God of War, and I picked up the Telltale Batman Season 2 at the Enemy Within. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's on sale.
The second season. That's right. Yeah, I picked that up. Out of a bit of my birthday goodies that I got for my birthday. So I started that last night on the first episode. So yeah, pretty much. That's basically what I've done all week was God of War, really. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, very good to hear that you obviously enjoyed it and you're considering going back and playing the other games. Fantastic. Like I said, I couldn't recommend them more to anyone else.
Am I right in thinking that 1 and 2 is only on PlayStation now? Is it? Because my PS3 days are long gone. They come up.
It is on PlayStation now, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything's on now. I think
I think all of them.
The ones are. And
yeah, I played the Ascension and Chains of Olympus. I played on PlayStation now, so.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Because I remember I actually bought God of War 3 in a sale about the remastered, like in a sale. It was over a year ago, and I got it for like €6 on one of the PSN sales that was on, like, and I've never even installed it.
Right. I'm gonna mute you until you come back with the platinum. Okay, so best of luck. Best of luck. Okay, great. Well, that's great. I wanted to ask Ash, what have you been playing?
We started Ni no Kuni because we got the collectors last week. It was on offer. It's one of them games where we didn't want to get it on release because I didn't really know anything about it. I haven't played the first one.
Yeah.
And the art style was like, I don't know. I didn't think it was for me, but the game is actually like really good. If you're like a fan of Final Fantasy, it's like a little bit of God of War in there as well with like the combat system.
Yeah.
It's just such a good game.
I played the first one.
I've been playing that.
I played the first one, but I haven't played the second one, and you're speaking about the second one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the second one I'm playing. But from what I've understood from the difference of the first one, was there was odd times with some attacks and some actions you had to go into a menu for, but now you can just like press square or X or whatever the button is.
Yeah, because when you said God of War there, I was like, that doesn't sound like the Ni no Kuni that I played. It's more like you said, the Final Fantasy kind of turn-based, going into a menu, giving like an action command or something like that.
Yeah, so now it's... I couldn't even...
If it's more like God of War, I'll be very interested. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a cross between like God of War and Final Fantasy 12. Like, you've got like you can block, you like
even a bit of Zelda in it as well. Actually, probably a little bit plays a bit like Zelda.
Well, I mean, I loved the first one because I didn't actually get the platinum on it, but because it was a huge grind. But I don't think I was dedicated to the grind back in my early days as I am now. But I loved it because it felt like that's the direction I wanted Final Fantasy to keep. If you understand, like that kind of story-based world where you can go into towns and go to. Well, you haven't played the first one, so I'm not too sure if it's different than the second one, like I said. But I really enjoyed the kind of charm of it. And that's usually not my kind of thing to go into either. But I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm thinking about the second one.
It's definitely worth it. So it's basically just been playing that and a bit of Fortnite, really. So I've been at work, so Fortnite's sort of one of the games where you can just pick it up, play it for like 20 minutes or half an hour.
Yeah.
And then just get up, sort of thing.
And then realise that it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you still haven't got a win, and you're not going to bed until you get that win, and it's like 6 in the morning.
That's prime time though. That's where the wins come in at like 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah, that's our peak times for W's.
That's
noob hour. That's getting tired.
That's noob hour. That's when noob,
Yeah.
All the stoners that are still playing are starting to goof off. Making mistakes.
I fell asleep during a Destiny raid, honestly, I swear to God. We were waiting for this one fucker to fucking... I know it's no lie. We're doing a flawless raid where you have to, like, obviously, go through the entire thing flawless, and we were relying on someone to, like, he was bad at jumping, but he was good at playing the game. So, like, I don't know if you played Destiny in the very first Vault of Glass. Yeah, he has to jump across, like, the very first... We did in the Vault of Glass, like, in the first, like, 2 months the game came out, and he was just taking ages just to jump up and down these, like, across the spaces, and I literally goofed off, like, on the mic. Can't believe it, the lads are so bad.
Happened me one time I'm playing World at War on PS3 with the lads, and we played S&D flat out in World at War, and I mean, we put thousands of hours into that game, and it was the same thing, like, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was the last one left, and I just let me spawn and snoring. Just spawn, just sitting there, the lads are screaming down the headset, and then I just ended up getting kicked for an activity. I woke up at like 8:30 in the morning, my headset's still on, telly's still on, everything's still on.
Yeah,
so I used to do Final Fantasy 11. Yeah, when he died, you had like an hour to go back to your respawn or whatever. So you had like an hour-long respawn time. And the amount of times I woke up with my headphones on with the controller in my hand, just sat there when everyone's left and my body's just laid on the ground. I was just like, oh my God.
The best of us have done it, so don't worry about that. But that's great. Well, how about you, Vault? How about you? What have you been playing?
Well, we got the plat for God of War, and we did it in like 3 days, so we were completely burned out. So even the thought of games had been making me feel sick recently because we grinded it so hard. So we went like in easy at the beginning of the week. We got the A Way Out trophy, the plat from them for that. And although it was a really good co-op experience, I was really disappointed with the story. The way that it plays co-op was just awesome, and I found me and Ash having to work with each other, and we were quite competitive, and that was great. But the story just fell flat on its face, so binned that off. And then it's pretty much been Ni no Kuni, to be honest. I was really sort of nervous about starting it, but because I didn't know whether I'd like it, but it's really good, really good.
Great.
Wow, did you manage to get the way out platinum?
Yeah, we did, but we didn't even finish it. We got like the last trophy for the platinum, and then we didn't even do the ending. It's like there's no trophy for the ending, so bye.
The trophy list is actually pretty poor, like as far as a co-op game goes. Like,
well, I mean, if you can
you
get a platinum
finish
without finishing a game, there's something wrong. I think, honestly,
it was just so bad. Like,
so I didn't even remember I played it.
That bad. Well,
you thought you were on Fortnite with this dub.
Yeah, well,
having arm flashbacks, like, oh, not that again.
Me and Shingo
for the
play
rest
a lot.
of the week has literally been Fortnite.
Yeah, well, I think you guys are heavily into that. We're going to touch on that subject a little bit later in the news. But, I mean, me and Shingo play a lot of co-op games. And that is actually in our to-do list, because if one of us get it, we can just kind of gift the game to the other person in it, or they can just play. Isn't that right?
But only one of you can get the plat.
Yeah, we had to buy a copy each to get the plat, both of us. If you use the little free trial, then one person gets the...
That's interesting, though. That's interesting. But I know how to fix that. That'll be okay.
Oh, where were you when we needed you?
Well, I mean, like, if you guys share the same household, you should just be able to... should be switching the account from the family sharing system with the PS4.
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't breach contract, doesn't breach anything. So like, you share each other's contract or each other's account. So like, basically, if Ash buys one game and he finishes it and play it, you can sign in, like, make his account like your
primary. So yeah, I can switch the primary
account,
PlayStation 4,
and then you can receive the platinum from the same game, and vice versa. If you buy something, so instead of buying, say for instance, you bought 2 way outs, you could have bought 1 way out and something else. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, because we always buy 2 copies of the game if we want to play it. Like,
well, the idea
together.
is that, like, obviously, if Ash puts if he buys it and he gets a platinum on his PlayStation, and then he puts his account on your PlayStation and activates as the primary, and you download the game but hop back to your profile and play it, you'll get the trophies and play it then as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
learn something new every day.
That's okay to be
going into his account.
If you do it across like the internet with strangers and stuff like that, it's against Sony's terms and conditions, which we don't recommend here. Just for in case anyone tries to sue the Trophy Trust here, okay? We don't recommend that. But
oh, that's really helpful. Yeah,
I'll send you some information on it afterwards. Hopefully, it might benefit you guys in the future. Because, like I said, that's everything that you guys have been playing. So I guess I'll just kind of go over what I've been playing, which is nothing. Nothing really. Kind of just feel a little bit drained out because I finished like God of War, and then I played Far Cry 5 afterwards, which I really didn't like. I really didn't like Far Cry 5. It was terrible online, and it was just kind of boring.
Really?
Yeah, I just didn't like it.
Terrible.
I really liked it. I thought Far Cry 4 was dire.
Yeah, they were all
Far
bad,
Cry 5 was sort of a step up.
Well, Far Cry 3 was amazing, and then Blood Dragon was amazing. I love Blood Dragon, and then every other Far Cry I played. Well, Primal was good as well, but 4 and 5, I just don't like the... I don't know, I just bored of it, I think. It's just...
Yeah, they're kind of just like copy and paste, aren't they? Like,
for me,
if you like... in a certain, like, to a certain extent, it's just basically copy and paste. Like, I enjoyed Far Cry. Like, I'm a Far Cry fan. Like, I enjoyed 3, 4. Primal is probably my favourite. I've never played Blood Dragon or Red Dragon, whatever it's called. But Primal would probably be my favourite out of a lot of them. But when it came to 5, I just felt like it was a step backwards. Do you know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed the story and blah blah, like what was going on and what was happening, and like it looked pretty and such. But I just felt like even in the trophy list wise, like it was just like a step backwards. The arcade was absolutely shocking. I've never played anything like that online.
We did that. We did those first.
Man,
those trophies first.
So did I, Brian, but I swear to God, every 2 minutes I was throwing shovels like a fucking spear across the map and everything, man. My head was done in with it, man. It just felt like you gave like my 6-year-old son a piece of paper and a pen and said, build a map there. Do you know what I mean? I really didn't enjoy the online at all. Like, even though it only took me like 2.5 hours, it was the worst 2.5 hours I've ever fucking played.
I feel like it kind of compares to sort of like a Mafia 3, where it was kind of like the same area, you did the same things, and then it got like by the end, like by the time I got up to the top of the map with the final guy, I was like, this is so monotonous now. I kind of liked Face area just because she was a bit more unique. And the first area, obviously, like, you're elated because you've just, like, you're playing it and everything's so cool and new. But by the time I got up to the top of the map, I was like, oh my God, this is literally a rinse and repeat. And then I just had like numb flashbacks to Mafia 3. And I was like, okay, I kind of want this to end. But the charm, I don't know, the charm was there for a little bit.
No one can deny, though, that it has the worst mechanic I've played in a game this generation.
I know what you're going to say. I was going to say,
you're in the middle of doing something, you're like taking out this outpost, and then it's like 2 or 3 guys left, and then suddenly this...
You get shot by a dart, and you're like...
There's stars all around, and then you just faint.
You have been hunted, and you're like flying a helicopter up in the sky. You've been hunted. Next of all, you wake up and you're in a cell with some fella screaming.
And you have to run that same type of house thing with the clowns and stuff like that. It's just...
I think what's fun was the actual how bad the AI was, because they would like literally brain dead, and they did the most hilarious things, and like they chased civilians and started shooting at livestock, and that was more entertaining for me, just going around the world and just seeing what absolute nonsense were put in the game. But like, because we had like one guy, we were trying to do a mission, and he got into our car instead of the mission car, so he literally started driving around in circles, because obviously he wasn't on his like run to the mission. Yeah, and he was literally driving around in circles.
I seen the tweet, man. I couldn't stop laughing. I seen the tweet.
He just stops and he gets out and he starts running to the mission, and we were literally in this car for like 10 minutes, like going around bloody circles. So I think that was probably the funniest part of the whole game, to be honest.
When I was watching the tweet that you put out with the clip, I could see Ash character standing like, and I could literally hear his brain thinking, what the fuck is going on here?
It was when he switches into the back seat, he's like, okay, I'm not sitting in the front with this guy, because he just kept like planting into the rock face. Oh my God.
Ash's character just really looked so confused that I couldn't stop laughing. He was just like looking around, and he was squealing in the background. It was funny. It was very funny, I have to say.
Yeah, it has
like
moments,
literally just hear
it. No, I just, for me, I didn't enjoy it too much, but I did start.
Well, like you were saying there, Claire, about the like when you're like in the middle of doing something and then you get taken away at a part of the campaign. Like, I was in the middle of doing a hunt where like it took me like 45 minutes to find something. I was trying to do like a roll kill mission. There was something. It took me 45 minutes to do, and then I finally done it. And as I was going over to pick up, I got took away into one of them things, and I literally just said, right, that's it. I'm not even going there now. That I didn't have to do it for a trophy, and it says I'm not even going back to it. Yeah, so that was that, like.
So we did Far Cry and then did God of War, and just found the same thing for the week after finishing God of War. It's just like, I don't even want to play a game.
I don't think we played anything for days because we just could not stomach it. Yeah.
I did the same. Like, we played God of War like 4 days ago now, I think it was, like, and I've literally just played episode 1 of the Batman. That was it. Like, I think like trophy born is real, but like if you do, like you're saying, like I done Far Cry before, literally like the day before I started God of War. So like you've done God of War and then Far Cry, was it?
Yeah, Far Cry then God of War.
Yeah, so literally I done exactly the same as you, and after it, I really did. Like you do get burnt. You do get burnt out. Like you do. There's not like there's not a good balance in between. Like it's hard to stay focused. Like you can say like, oh well, I'm gonna continue on straight away onto something else now. You know, like you are jumping into Fortnite kind of is having a wind down. Do you know what I mean? Like, is aren't concentrating on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's nice. It's nice to play something different and, like I said, something like that I find enjoyable after a long grind. Like,
Yeah, because I'm in the middle of so many plats at the moment, and it's like with so many games. And after doing God of War, I was like, I can't even earn another trophy. I'm going to go absolutely insane. So I just had to leave it. So I've still got like stuff pending, but it left
I'm
now.
the same, but I smashed Primal between 5. I did 5, and then Bernie was like, Primal is the best Far Cry after playing 5. So I was like, I'll play it. And then, I don't know, I feel I didn't give it a fair crack because I was like, just rushing through it, like, I just need to get this done.
yeah. The saying goes, I do that myself as well. I do that myself as well in a lot of games. Some, like, I wouldn't say a lot, like, but there definitely has been a few cracking games out there where I've like ploughed through them because of like, I have something else lined up that I wanted to play before, and then this came in, you know what I mean? And then like you said, like you can honestly say I didn't really give it a fair choice, like a fair chance. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because God of War came out on the Friday, and then on the Saturday I was finishing Far Cry Primal. I was like, I'll have it done in 2 hours, and about 14 hours later I got the plat, and I was like, I can't even play God of War now. I didn't play it till the Sunday when it came out on the Friday because I was like, I've just got to get this game out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, well, I haven't played much else. I just played a little bit of Valiant Hearts again, and I'm just waiting for Dark Souls Remastered to come out. But that's not until next week, so I don't really have too much to add to this section until I play that.
How are you finding your trip back to Valiant Hearts?
Well, I only just started it, but I want to just get the 100% and the trophies. I never completed the story the first time I played it.
Oh man, I loved that little game. I loved it, man. I nearly crying playing that game. It's a great little game, very emotional. I've only one trophy left for 100%, and I've always said I wanted to go back and do it.
Collectible.
I have to be honest, I don't even know what it is.
No.
Oh, it's
small
brilliant.
Ubisoft game about World War One, an art style thing. It's very touching and it's very filled with like historical data and accuracy and stuff like that. It's very, very good. I would recommend it. It was free on PlayStation Plus, so I'm not too sure if you might have picked it up and put it in your backlog, if that's something that you practice, which is something I do alright. But it's something I definitely recommend. No platinum to it, but there's just like 100% trophy list. It's just something small. I didn't really want to start. Like, I have loads of big games in my backlog, but I just don't want to start anything until Dark Souls Remaster comes around.
Yeah, I got that Valiant Hearts. I got that on launch, like I bought it. So like when it came out on PS Plus, I had already played it. But I tweeted out what I was saying, like, if you haven't got it, throw it in the backlog because it's an amazing game. Really is, like, and so touching and emotional, and yeah, it's really it's like one of them little games where like you could be doing it in like a couple of hours, you know what I mean? Like, but it'll stay with you forever. Do you know that way? Like, if you give it a chance, like.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm looking forward to finally finishing it and getting that 100% as well. But I wanted to go on to that next section. Obviously, that's everything that we have been playing, and I just wanted to speak a little bit about you two guys here, because I'm not too sure if I actually said it, but you two are a gaming couple together, isn't that right?
Yeah.
And you guys have your own YouTube channel where you do like collector's edition unboxing and like reviews of games and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we decided. Oh, look, we're doing it already. Talking to each other. You go, Ash.
No, it's you. You go.
Well, literally one day we were like, we get so much stuff in the post, from like pops to collectors, games, all sorts. So we just thought, you know what, we'll just unbox them and see if anybody cares, because we do get stuff from the US and stuff, and I know a lot of the stuff we unbox, we're kind of late because the UK gets everything like Loot Crate. The UK for some reason seems to get them like weeks after the US gets them, so we're always a little bit late. But we just wanted to like do something to sort of show who we are and, you know, hopefully give a giggle. And we do hope to get some gameplay on it, because we do play so many games, and we are very competitive, and we do really want to try and put some more gameplay up and do some reviews. I wanted to do actually a review for Conan Exiles. I thought that would be really good because I've been waiting for it for so long and I've dabbled in it a little bit. So we don't want to like grow it and expand it as much as we possibly can. But yeah, it's like it's fun. It's just finding the time, really, at the moment.
I know it's time, and obviously gameplay is quite difficult because you get them odd games. Like, I know there's like times in like God of War when you find the Valkyries, you kind of like lose your shit, so people like want to see it. And then there's other games where you sit there and you don't do anything, if you know what I mean, because you're like so into the game, and it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes my gaming style's a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to find the balance. Like, it's hard to find the balance in between.
If you like streamed Far Cry 5, I think there's odd times in that where you were just grinding to get like taken or whatever, and you were just like, it just wouldn't be worth doing.
I think I'm very much like when I play games, I'm not like over the top and want to be funny and all this jazz. So it sort of puts me off sometimes because I think, oh, you know, like nobody's going to watch my video because, you know, I'm not like PewDiePie, I'm not like really loud and obnoxious. But like I sort of sit there and I'm like pretty quiet and just focused and just want to play it. And so we're trying to find the balance of gameplay at the moment so that we can put stuff up that people want to watch. But it's more so going to be for our skill set rather than
the tips that I could give you from my own like experience doing YouTube. And like obviously it doesn't have much weight behind it because it's not like I have like a built up channel or anything like that either. But I wanted to say to you is that I think you should definitely always just stick to you. It is undoubtedly true.
That's what we do.
It is undoubtedly true that the loudest ones like the Pooties and the Jack Watchies guys, they are going to attract the more popular audience, but you don't want that popular audience because they won't appreciate you and the content that you're putting out for what it actually is, if you understand. It doesn't matter like to have 1 million of those idiots be fans isn't what I would call good, you know what I mean? I would rather just have 1,000 to 10,000 really dedicated people who are as invested in your interests as you are as well, you know.
That's really good advice.
It's better to have that kind of amount to it. It's better to have like the dedicated fans than, like you said, the fake guys. And that's why I don't think you should ever really step outside of who you are or anything that you're comfortable with as well, because I don't either. And but I think I see a lot of that.
Thing. Yeah, like we wouldn't want to do anything sort of, we wouldn't just do a video just to think it will get views or something like that. Like if we put something up, it's because we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And like if we're boxing something, it's something we wanted. We're not just going to go out, I don't know, and just buy like I don't know, the most expensive collector's edition, which we're really not bothered about, and then just put it up like not about that.
No, we always buy games and do like and buy collectors and unbox things that we love and what we're passionate about. We're never sort of there for views and what's going to get us the most points.
That's exactly what I was saying to Claire the other day, like when I was talking about like that you're coming on as guests, and I was saying like one of the biggest things that I've noticed about it too is that when you play something, you just play it with like 100% your heart and soul. Do you know what I mean? Like you really do put like a lot of love into the ones that you do really, really love, and it really shows. Do you know what I mean? And I really love to watch that. Like I love to see that. Like I love to see that when you're posting something about a planet that's been hunting, and like, you know what I mean? It's like seeing so much like love and hours and time and hard work you put into it compared to like going out and getting it like 2 hour platinum or such and such, you know what I mean? And not even remembering what you've done in it, you know?
Well, we are both very like in the mindset that, you know, we're not going to pretend to like something because everybody else likes it. Like I'm more than happy to turn around and say, you know, I'm not going to buy State of Decay and I'm not going to buy Detroit Become Human because they don't interest me and I find them boring. I'm not going to sit there on Twitter and our YouTube and go, oh, we're going to buy it because, you know, we'll get more views or someone will like my post more because, you know, that's what they want to hear. I feel like me and Ash are very down to earth in that we do the things that we post and the things that we like, we like. We're not there to be fake or come across like we're being like whores.
For me, I prefer.
And I just want to say, sorry, Claire. I just want to say one other thing about your YouTube and your setup. You have the best gaming setup I have ever seen in my whole entire life.
Oh, bless you.
You have the little setup. I love the setup. It's absolutely amazing. The way you have your 2 little spots chilled out, boom, everything's all around, just good to go. I love it. So
thank you.
Right there, sorry Claire, I'm finished interrupting you.
Yeah, well, What I wanted to say was obviously just coming back to how you guys were on videos. Like, I don't believe in changing behaviors to kind of satisfy the masses, you know, because they are not really important. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have. We're not. It's not like you're entertainers for them or anything like that. You're obviously doing it for the reason I do it as well, which is just you have a passion and you just want to throw the videos out there, and if they stick, they stick. You know, wherever they do stick.
That's it.
Trial and error, really.
I prefer, and me myself personally, I would way prefer to watch a video of somebody who is a little bit nervous because they're like starting their first time doing videos about their passion, and they're just a little bit camera shy about their natural behavior or something like that. That's, to me, is more acceptable to watch than somebody who obviously is just trying to fake it. You know what I mean?
I think what I found with our experience is actually what's so humbling is that people watch our videos for me and Ash. Like, it's not for what we do. I've had people message me saying, you know, I care about what you're saying. Can you do a video? Like, I'm only going to buy. I literally had someone the other day say, I'm only going to buy this game if you tweet and say that it's good. And it's really nice to like get feedback as well about like how me and Ash are together and like how our like on the screen, because how we are on the screen is actually how we are off screen. Like we're like so down to earth, I think. So it's really nice to get feedback about like that people watch our videos because of us, and they don't, you know, it's not all about like what we buy and things like that. So that's always
look, I'd be total honest. I didn't even know what a pop was. I didn't even know what them things were until I found out you had a channel. You know what I mean? Like, and I literally just watch it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I pick up things along the way, like interesting, like the things that obviously I didn't know. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's pretty much like it's a great feeling to know that like you're reaching people out there, not just for heckin' like just the stuff that you put up on your videos. Do you know what I mean? Like you actually do have like you actually fucking care what you got to say about certain things, you know.
Yeah, it's so good to hear that people actually care about what me and Ash think. It's kind of scary because I'm like, okay, my word is not God, but like it's really nice because I don't think either of us have really gone through life having that. So like having it now is really cool. So
yeah, you don't have to like everything, and you don't have to go with everyone else's opinion. Like if you like something, you like it. It doesn't matter what anybody else says about like a game you like or anything like that.
The same with all these console wars, you know, like at the moment it's like you like Xbox, you like Xbox, you like PlayStation, just like what you like, and you know, take a leaf out of mine and Ash's book and yeah.
Claire's the one who started the console wars. He started it all, and then he just left. He started the whole lot. He put up one tweet, he started the war, and then turned off everything.
Oh, bless you.
I have no problem with saying, like, I've had, like, most consoles. I really didn't like the PS3. I thought it was terrible. Like, I'll put it out there. Like, 360 was, like, my thing, and then I went out and bought an Xbox One. And it was just terrible. Like, I got my PS4.
Yeah, I remember when you were saying you got the Xbox One, like, and you were really disappointed after the way you felt for the 360. I remember you saying that, like.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't like the 360, but
the 360 was incredible. Like,
I don't want to be lynched.
No, well, we're all accepting of all different viewpoints here. Like
we're all gamers here.
Yeah, like I mean, achievements, trophies, like all that kind of crap doesn't make a difference really. As long as you get the same type of enjoyment of games at the very end of the day, and you're not an asshole to other people, I think that's kind of what it's all about. So I honestly couldn't give a rat's where you do your gaming, as long as, like I said, you're not an asshole to other people. That's the main reason. So
yeah,
I'm convinced it's just like there's just people out there that just need to moan, just need to complain. You know what I mean? They just need to fucking.
It's human nature.
Like,
I mean, like,
yeah.
It's like people have always been fighting each other. I mean, if you just say you like something, somebody will say that you're wrong for liking it, just further. Because that person feels like they get more satisfaction out of telling people. I
feel like the whole problem with social media is like, whereas me and Ash try and keep it like real, I guess, a lot of people try and, you know, they gain satisfaction from trying to one-up people and, you know, trying to be better than everybody else. And I just think people need to chill. Like, you don't... like, some people, you know, only if you've got 10 consoles and I've got one, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm still a gamer. Like, it's all good. I don't.
Some people, I think, can only get happiness if they suck it from other people, rather than creating their own.
Yeah, that is so true.
they can't create their own happiness, so they have to steal somebody else's happiness in their life force. So they'll start sucking and biting away at them. You know what I mean? And it's just they're leeches.
And that's why we've got Fort 96, because we're like, you know, we want a positive. We try and interact with people, and you know, we want to try and promote be yourself and, you know, have a laugh. Like,
and I
we're all
posted
gamers,
the
we're all
link in
play.
the podcast chat, and obviously for those who are listening offline, in the link description of this episode will be a link to their channel as well. I highly recommend checking it out and going through the videos on it already, and you'll obviously going to be seeing a lot more now. That's partly the reason why you kind of came to our attention. Obviously, from we knew each other from kind of Twitter, both me and Shingo knew you guys through Twitter, and then you've had a lot more videos, a lot more increase in your exposure through your channel. So we thought, you know, we wanted to get you on this podcast sometimes as well. So
you're so lovely, thank you.
No, well, we're
yeah. I just love the way you game and Ash twerks in the background. I just love that. So like, I'll just keep going for that.
Yeah, keep that up, please. That's what we're here for.
Oh god, I find like he like hits me over the head in videos. Like,
wait, what?
we have to. He like knocks the whole. He like knocks the whole bloody door, like all the cupboards over and the figures on the floor, and yeah, if you want to see
jokes most of the time where I say something and I film, I'm like, why did I do that?
And then you always get me looking at the camera like, really, Ash? Like, really?
That's part of the dynamic on the videos, though, and that's what it's all about, really. So, but like I said, I definitely really recommend going out and checking out that channel and seeing those videos for yourself. And like I said, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more coming around to you guys. So we'll be glad to hopefully have you on sometime in the future as well, and we'll revisit it.
Oh, I'd love to.
So we're always here.
That's it. So we're going to move on to the next section, where it's basically we're kind of going to skim over the gaming news. A lot has happened this week, but some of it we're just kind of going to generally speak about. I want to obviously give a shout out to something that I have really, really looked forward to quite some time. I'm not too sure if these other three guys on the show feel the same, so I'm just going to speak about it a little bit, which is Kingdom Hearts 3. Are you guys fans?
I don't know which one I played on PS2, but there was this mission where you had to get enough money to get the train or something, and it made me, and I don't know whether this was because I was really young and, you know, I was like a complete noob when I was young and just played it because I liked it and it was pretty, but like I had to keep spamming the same activities over and over again to get the money, and it was giving me like no money, even though I was getting like the high. I don't know which Kingdom Hearts it is. I'm probably talking absolute rubbish, but I literally gave up and I just stopped playing, and then I never played another Kingdom Hearts ever. I
think that's the first 40 minutes of Kingdom Hearts 2 where you're in the very first town and
I gave up.
Yeah, there's like 3 activities.
I've never played a Kingdom Hearts.
What I'll say is, like, I was a massive Final Fantasy fan growing up, so like on PlayStation 1 era, that's the golden era of Final Fantasy in my opinion. And then Final Fantasy 10 was great. I still love Final Fantasy 12 for what it was, but like all the rest of them have been poor in my opinion. And Kingdom Hearts kind of started around that time frame, and in my opinion, Kingdom Hearts is way better than Final Fantasy. You know what I mean?
Maybe I should go back to it then, because I clearly did not give it enough shot.
So good. I love it.
Well, if you got to the first 12 minutes, like I have to say, that was really, like, you know, like, you do a lot, like
they're not kid games, like they're really hard, like they're really like they say it's definitely not a kid's game, you know. And like I said, you played it when you were young, but like was literally the very start. If you had got to the very end of it, that would have been like 55 hours. Your mind would have been melted as a kid, because it's really dark stuff, like really dark stuff. You know, like
I've heard that the storyline's like dead complicated, so now I'm worried that if I go into it now, I'm gonna get like really confuzzled.
Well, it's dead complicated because they made like the first and second one on PlayStation 2, and then they went and made like 6 other fucking games on all these different DS handhelds games.
I go to buy it all the time, and then I look at the case and I'm trying to work out if I've got 1 in my hand or 2.
Yeah, like I've got no idea what the story is like with it. Like I have no idea. I don't know what's going on in the story. I just love the gameplay, and I just keep playing it for the gameplay. That's the main thing. But I highly recommend it. And like I said, we've seen some kind of game stuff, like game screenshots, game leaks, and stuff like that. So
Well, I saw like Wreck-It Ralph, and I was like, oh, I like Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, like it's like they have Disney worlds and stuff like that, and then its own unique gameplay mix mash with like Final Fantasy. It's probably, I would say, it's about 80% Disney, 15% Final Fantasy, and then 5% just kind of unique kind of stuff. But no, I mean, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, it's a perfect time because there's a HD collection on PS4, so you can get all.
How many games does that have in it?
All of them, 6. But you
have all of them.
Yeah, but only just play the first and the second one. Honestly, you know, if you really, really want to be a serious Kingdom Hearts fan, which I'm not even like, even though I like have good few platinums and I love the games, I don't really play those DS games, and I just play the first and the second one, honestly. But I would get the HD collection. You could probably pick it up for about 40 quid and the 6 games. Yeah.
Oh, that actually sounds pretty good,
Yeah,
actually.
I've always like kept my eye out for it because I've never played it myself, but it's one of them games that never goes on sale. Never in the sales.
I've literally been waiting and waiting, and then the PlayStation sale, the last one, the Japanese one, and it was like in the sale, and then it wasn't in the sale, and then it was in the sale, and it was just like it's still like 35, 40 euro.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah.
See, we've got the pop. We got some pops that were Kingdom Hearts, but we never actually played the game.
I played the second, and I played the PSP one, I think it was.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, I would recommend it. The third, the details about the third game looks amazing, but I mean, I don't think if you haven't played them, I don't think you'll have the same impact because we've been waiting like 15 years or longer now for like the third game to come out. So when we just kind of got a little bit of information from it there as well. Like the last Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out on obviously PlayStation 2, so it missed an entire PS3 generation, and we're on the tail end of the PS4 generation here now. But it looks like it is soon. It looks like it might even come out this year, hopefully.
I was going to say, is it this year or 2019 launch or?
That is the golden question. We'll find out next month at E3, I suppose.
Oh.
Other than that,
So, haven't they delayed Final Fantasy VII as well, the remake?
Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be like mid PS5, honestly.
Yeah, I heard like they literally like they were saying it's gonna have the Final Fantasy 15 battle system. We've almost done it, and then I read we're just starting again. They
should stop talking about that for a long time until they actually have something to kind of show us. You know what I mean? Because apparently the last bit of news is that they had to start from scratch. I think. That's kind of disappointing, but like I said, they literally are pushing it back to like 2022 or something like that. I think that's what I seen.
Wow.
I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to speak to you about, because I know, Shingo, you're a bit involved in it. I'm not too sure if the other two are. The Vita games are no longer going to be made, the physical games. So there's not going to be
Vita that's right, man. I seen that there today. They're ending production of the game cards. So I think that's pretty much the end of it now, isn't it?
Sad life for the CS Vita. Sad life.
Mm-hmm.
It had the potential, but it didn't have the backing of Sony.
Yeah, this is true. And I love like there's a lot of Vita fans out there, and I love me Vita. But like the last like year or two, you know what I mean? It's been hard to find something to say, oh, this is like a JRPG or whatever, you know. And it's been hard to like pick it up and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna dive into this. And I've been just kind of just clearing games that I had there, like the Lego games that my son plays and such, you know. But then when I seen there today that they're ending the production of the game cards, I just thought to myself, so that's the game over, isn't it? Like,
well, I mean, if you're a trophy hunter, I mean, I think most trophy hunters know this, but if you're a trophy hunter, a PS Vita is an extremely handy tool to easily boost lots and lots and lots of trophies. Because not only do games have separate trophy lists, but some of them if you just earn the platinum on PS4, it'll automatically give you the platinum on the PS Vita version when you actually boot it up and play it and stuff like that. So it's an extremely useful tool for the trophy hunter. I think most people in the server actually have them, and anyone that I met that had one loved it. including me.
I never had a Vita. I had a PSP. I never had a Vita.
Yeah.
The Vita is a nice piece of kit now.
It is.
I've had the Vita since the Slim. I didn't have the original Vita, but when the Slim one launched, I got it on launch and loved it. And my son absolutely adores it. He plays it every day after dinner for an hour. And I even had someone on Twitter text me the other day saying, Shingo Bingo got a great score on Little Big Planet. Have to try beat this. And I just texted back and said, no, my 6-year-old got that score. Wasn't me.
So I got the Vita and then I kind of switched off. Did anybody play Borderlands when it came out of the Vita?
Oh yeah, I think they had poor performance though, did it?
Yeah, that was so bad.
Yeah.
Literally, you'd be doing the arena ones where stuff wasn't showing up. It'd say you had one enemy left, and then it just wouldn't load, and the frame rate of reloading and shooting was really bad. And then they didn't try to fix it. I think they just accepted it was a bad job and then just left it.
Yeah. I think that's the same with the Ratchet and Clank games on PS Vita. I know that kind of happens with a few other games. I think the Jack and Daxter ones are the same as well. And sad. The power behind it is definitely there, but they really kind of outreached with some of those games. I never would have thought a Borderlands game could run on that type of handheld.
Yeah, because that's serious hours worth.
Yeah, a lot of things happening on screen at the one time, I think, especially with all the different weapon effects and stuff like that. So it's a bit odd. But that's sad for people who, because I know a lot of PS Vita physical collectors on Twitter as well, so they must be pretty bummed by that kind of news as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is still some games coming to the PS Vita. I'm not too sure if you guys are interested. I'm not, because I don't have a Vita obviously, but the Stardew Valley is coming to PS Vita.
That's right.
So
that's the PS4. The PS4 version's on sale now at the moment for £7. So if you're interested in picking up or having a shop before it launches on PS Vita, apparently if you buy the Vita version, your PS4 cross saves over. So
handy. Well, the cross save and all that is a very useful feature of the Vita. It's pretty cool. So I only have a few words to say about the next bit of news, but I know the three of you guys play it a lot, and that is for Call of Duty. The Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
So the Black Ops 4 announcements.
I'm done.
The biggest takeaway from the announcements is that there is no single player. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't know whether I'm that bothered, because I was a fan of Modern Warfare 2 campaign age, I don't know, I feel like all the characters I were in love with aren't even in the franchise anymore, so I don't know whether I'm that butthurt, because most of the time when I bought Call of Duty, I was playing it for multiplayer anyway, so it's sad not to have a campaign, but then they haven't always been the best at making campaigns anyway, so I don't know whether I was that bothered. I'm more hurt that they're going the Battle Royale route, and I feel like they're just trying to copy too much of games that are out there. But I feel like if you want to play Battle Royale, you'll go to Fortnite, and if you want to play Call of Duty, you will go to Call of Duty. I don't think it needs to start copying other games to make it better, because Call of Duty is Call of Duty, and that's why you love it at the end of the day. I'm a bit confused on what their moves are, to be honest.
I think the last few Call of Duties to me seems like they have been copying a few different aspects of some of the more popular games out there.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised they adapted a Battle Royale feature into the game.
It seems like just
money. It's like a lot of the last one that's a bit too futuristic. I enjoy Destiny, I love Halo, but then Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, it's just a no from me. It just wasn't.
I'm exactly the same, Ash. That's kind of where I kind of fell out over the series, and didn't really play much. World War II now this year, I loved it. Felt like it was an all boots on the ground, you know what I mean? I can run and gun. It felt good. But I think for the likes of players like me who like Call of Duty but dislike Fortnite, it's not that I dislike Fortnite, it's just not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just I don't know whether it's too fast paced for me, or whether I know that like people like use the modded control pad so they can build and spin at the same time and they remap their buttons, and I'm not that savvy at doing all that, you know what I mean? It takes me 5 minutes to build a stairway, like, and I just think that kind of feel like a big disadvantage. Whereas in like if I was playing World at War 2 and there's a battle royale mode, I'd probably be all over that. Do you know what I mean? I'd probably be like looking for that fucking that W like user in the old Fortnite, you know.
But even then, with World War Two, they did that had like the hub, which was like a copy of Destiny, and I didn't like there being a hub and like having a bloody theatre and doing the shootout, and I just didn't like that aspect of it at all. And I don't know, I feel like bringing Battle Royale into it, they're just going to lose a massive part of their fan base. I think my dad is a die-hard Call of Duty fan. Like every single Call of Duty, he has maxed out his prestige. He's got like the top camo on every single gun, from grenade launchers to combat knives to everything. And I don't know whether my dad's going to be interested in playing Battle Royale. He likes Fortnite because he plays it with me and my brother, and because we live so far away from each other, it's a nice way for us to keep in contact. But I don't think putting it in Call of Duty is going to really bring back my dad, and I think it's going to lose such a massive part. It might gain people who are like, oh, okay, because I'm probably still going to buy it, even though I don't really like the fact there's Battle Royale, because I like Call of Duty. But I don't know, I think it's going to lose a lot of people not having the option to campaign and not having like old school just multiplayer, really. But that's my opinion.
My opinion.
A lot of people, I think a lot of people out there though as well, they'll be saying, oh well, if there's no single player, like I want the game for $50 instead of 70. You know what I mean? Like, it's still like you're getting less than what you would have got, but you're still paying the same price. Do you know what I mean? Regardless,
because Fortnite's free to play, isn't it? So at least you've got that for free. Like this is going to be a full price.
Yeah, and it's like just like multiplayer, and that's it. So like for me, like whereas I love playing the single player games, like I love playing the single player games and so on. Like I'd kind of feel like, well, hold on a minute, like I'd pay €70 for the Call of Duty on launch, and it has single player and multiplayer, and now this one only has multiplayer, but yet you're still charging me €70.
To be honest,
I mean, like I don't get it.
Like I agree with all that, but I think that only affects us. I think the majority of COD fans are not going to be bothered by the single player mission, and they like probably only buy like 2 or 3 games every year anyway. Let's be honest. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say is you get the people where you like meet them and then they find out you like games and they're like, oh, I like games, and then you say like, I've been playing this, what do you play? And it's like FIFA, COD, Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like, it's not everybody. Obviously, like, I play everything and I play them games, but there's certainly a lot of people that probably buy COD and a FIFA, and that's like their year done.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I know people that all they play is FIFA and Fortnite. And that's it. And obviously, now they're going to play Call of Duty because it's got it as well. It's going to have Battle Royale, so they'll be like, they've got 3 games.
Yeah, I'm not interested in them. I haven't bought a COD game since Black Ops 2, and it was the last one at Platinum, and they just never really interested me. So, but to be honest, I'm not surprised they dropped single player. I'm not, but I definitely know that they will still charge full price, and they'll get away with it, and then COD will be like this going forward every year.
I feel like their remasters would do better. Because I remember I only bought Infinite Warfare because it came with Modern Warfare. I don't think I would have bought it if it didn't come as a combo. And then they said, oh, we're absolutely not going to release the remaster on its own. You can only get it if you get it in this 2-pack. And I was like, oh my God, I have to get it. Else I'm never going to. Guess what they do? They bloody just put it out, on its own so you can buy it. And I was like, you bloody douchebags, like really duped me.
I waited.
So I feel like they would be so much better if they just remaster, like Modern Warfare 2 remaster. I would be on it like quicker than anything. But
how far do you go with the remaster thing where everybody goes back and everyone's like, okay, we can't make games anymore, so we're just going to remaster everything and tarnish what was good?
But like, I don't get why they're doing that. Like, they're bringing out the Modern Warfare 2 remastered with no multiplayer, single player only, and then bringing out Black Ops 4 with no single player, multiplayer only.
I get you.
Like, I don't understand it. Like,
Well,
if
Modern Warfare 2
anything,
is a
people
rumor.
wanted Modern Warfare 2 remastered for the multiplayer.
That's
I
a
wasn't for the
rumor,
single player.
That's a rumor, so we don't know if that's going to happen. But it's interesting.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a bum rumor.
The only COD I would ever be interested in buying is if they remaster the old ones. So that's what.
Yeah, World at War would be like great to have again. Like
Black Ops as well.
you could bloody like drive a freaking tank. You can't do that in anything else. It's just like as soon as they put jetpacks in it, I was like, this is horrendous. And and then all I had was my dad complaining because everyone was cheating because his reaction times were less than everybody else's, and he couldn't control his jetpack. And I have like horror flashbacks from the arguments we've had in the house because he was convinced the whole world was against him. And like, I just wish it was just old Call of Duty. I think that's what you get by alternating like developers as well, because you get like different ideas and then they bounce off each other, and it just starts to make one horrible love child that nobody wants kind of thing.
Yeah, Treyarch were always my favourite developer, to be honest. I always really liked them.
Yeah, same.
Black Ops and World of
So I
War.
think it's just jetpacks in games in general. Like when jetpacks came out in Halo, they came in Reach, which was like the 5th title. They brought jetpacks in, and it switched so many people off in Halo. It's like, if anything, jetpacks and Halo sort of go together, and still people didn't like that. Never mind putting it in COD.
Don't they want to put jetpacks in Fortnite?
Yeah.
What is everybody's obsession with
They
fucking
already have
jetpacks?
fucking bounty castles and everything, and springboard. What are they called? Trampolines. Then they have them things in Fortnite, don't they? A little stand on the yokes and bring you screen across half of the map.
Yeah.
I'm one of
Launch
the people
pads.
really guilty that every patch that comes out for a game, I read the patch notes. Like, I played MMOs and everything. I read the patch notes and I'm like, don't change my baby. Like, leave it alone. And then I'll slag it off for about 2 months. And then I'll play it. I was like, this is lit.
Yeah, and
Like,
now
2
if I
months
don't have a launch pad in Fortnite, I'm like, that's it, I'm dead. I'm like, has anyone got a launch pad? Someone has to have a launch pad. But when you first like hear about it, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be horrific. But COD was one of those games where you're like, jetpacks, that's gonna be crap. And then you're having a jetpack and you're like, actually, this is crap. This is crap.
But now in 2 months' time, it's going to be, has anybody got a launch pad or a jetpack?
Yeah, I need both, else I'm not going to get my W, okay?
I need one or the other, or it's not going to happen. If I haven't got a jetpack, I'm dead. If I haven't got a launch pad, I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting. This Black Ops 4 will be interesting. I'll probably still buy it because I'm a scrub, but
I think they kind of pull people back in with the last one, the World War II one, because everyone was like, I'm done. And they're like, okay, we'll just pull you back in a little bit. I'll reel you in. And then they're going to go back straight to what they had before. That'll be Bernie's game. Like, I'm happily to say I've never played a single Call of Duty campaign on any game.
that is disgusting.
You did miss out though. You did though.
No.
The old ones now, you have to say, like the Modern Warfare, the stories.
Think of Ghost.
Yeah, they were pretty good. Like, if I was going to recommend you play any of them, I'd play the first like 4 or 5, but after that, just forget about it.
Yeah, I also, but maybe maybe he didn't want to play Call of Duty for those kind of reasons. You know what I mean? It's a lot of different.
Yeah, literally, I just went online. That was like the go-to thing. It's like Fortnite now. That's like my Call of Duty now. Like, before, all I wanted to do is go on, win some games, and then get off. And now I do on Fortnite, but I don't win very often.
But it just seems really weird to me that like games like Overwatch don't have a campaign and they're fine, and like
Overwatch is lit.
Call of Duty not going to have a campaign, and they're having specialists kind of like, I think they're going more like a siege route as well with like the specialists, and like that's kind of the same with Overwatch. You have different specialists for different things, and nobody moans at Overwatch for not having a campaign, and it is so repetitive. It's like 2 game modes, and that's like perfectly acceptable. And then when anything else comes in that doesn't have a campaign, all of a sudden people are like, I want a damn campaign. And I don't know, it seems like Blizzard can get away with anything. Like,
Blizzard can get away with murder. Like, when Overwatch came out, it was quick play and a weekly mode which changed once a week. That was it.
Yeah.
And you didn't have as many characters you have now.
Yeah, very few.
But there wasn't an Overwatch before that, was there?
No.
They just liked Team Fortress, and they thought, oh, we'll just copy that and put it on console, and everyone will love it.
And then they do.
Be more for the fact like that was like the first in that like section, like you know what I mean. They didn't have a game previous that had a single player, whereas in Call of Duty, always had a single player.
Yeah.
It just seems anything Blizzard do, it gets, other than Diablo 3, that got pretty heavily slated, but everything before that, it gets a lot of love. It's like a proper niche market, I think. You just see the Blizzard logo and you're like, yeah, that's going to be good.
Niche.
Yeah, they're a brand and they have their fans, I think. If they don't have a single player, I would say the trophy lists are going to get horrible because they're going to be filled with online co-op kind of stuff and
Grindy.
yeah,
it's bad enough with the Far Cry one. The Far Cry 5. There we go. Like, now I'm back in YouTube, mate. Yeah, like, that was totally an unneeded part of the game for Far Cry 5.
Terrible.
Just them online ones, it was just,
disgusting.
Don't make me do it.
That's terrible. Really, really depressed me. To be honest. I'm glad.
Luckily, we did it like a couple of days after the game came out, or maybe the day after the game came out. So there were people in our lobby talking about how they were only playing it to get the trophies. So they were trying to actually win because they wanted to get the trophies out of the way. But I feel sorry for anybody that's trying to do the trophies now or did it like a few weeks after it came out, because that must have been absolutely tragic. And it was the worst online I've ever seen in my life, and I don't know what they're trying to do with it, but some of the maps that these people have spawned, I can't even express the dumbbells that are on this planet. I honestly can't. It's just awful. So just preparing for anyone who's listening, it's just awful.
They're going to be the route with trophies, though, if they keep skimping out on the single player campaigns and stuff. It's like they try and make everything co-op as well. That really bugs me, where you had like, I was really big Resident Evil fan, like 1 to 3, and then after that they started doing like 5 and putting co-op in. It's just like, what? This isn't what it's supposed to be.
I think they already did arcade in Far Cry as well, and it like crashed and burned. I don't know why they tried again. Like, why don't we just let it die?
Yeah, the co-op,
like COD maybe.
The co-op of Far Cry 3 was very good, I thought.
Yeah, Far Cry 3 was good, but arcade? Nah.
I agree. So that pretty much covers a lot of what we did about the news. So we want to move on to the last section that we're here at, which is the tricky trophy section. Okay, so for those who don't know, the tricky trophy section is just a little bit of a short segment where we look back on like the trophies that give us a lot of hassle, you know, whether it be challenging, grinding, terrible gameplay, whatever it is, you know, just, or if you had to sit through hours and hours of boredom just to endure all of it just for a single trophy. So whatever it may be, as long as it was tricky, it will count. So I wanted to ask Shingo, what have you chosen for your tricky trophy?
My tricky trophy this week it's called Law of the Kings. It was in a game called Volume. Have any of you ever played or heard?
No.
Volume?
It's a great Volume, yes.
I've heard of it, yes. Tell me more.
Yeah, it's kind of like a stealth puzzle game, and it's like the top down view. You look, you can see like there's like robots with like lenses that can spot you, and you have to try to stay in the shadows and such and such. It's very, very good. I really, really enjoyed it. There's like loads of different gadgets that you use like to help you out of the way, and there's 100 levels altogether. And the trophy that I'm talking about, the tricky trophy, is called Law of the Kings, and that's to read 100% of all text in the core levels. Yeah. Now the way it works is in every level there could be like 1 or 2 little, just like little notes, and you see them all over. Like you can see them on the maps, you know what I mean? You can see them everywhere. So like there could be like 1 or 2 or 3 in some maps, and you have to go over and you have to click and read them. Well, you don't have to read them if you don't want to. You have to make sure you click on them, and if you die before you reach one of the little save points throughout the map, like little like checkpoints. If you die after you read one of the texts before you reach one of the save points, you have to go back and recollect that text, otherwise it won't count. But there's no way of checking which one you've missed. So you can get to the very end of the game and level 100, and you can read the text and the trophy won't pop. You've missed one along the way, and you'll have to go restart the whole game from level 1 and start everything all over again. It really, like, it's like, I wouldn't call it as tricky, but it wrecked my head the whole way through the game because I knew that if I missed, I would have to start all over again. So like I was going over and clicking on it, reading, going to save point, going back, clicking on it, reading, going to save point, making sure that I was saved in. And one of the lads that I know who played it, he actually missed one, and he was gutted. He was gutted. He was so gutted he wouldn't go back and do it again. But I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, that's my tricky trophy of the week.
Yeah, I think I've heard a lot of people say that as well, that it was pretty, tough, because that is tricky, because, I mean, one lapse in concentration, not picking it up or not pressing the right button at that moment in time can cost hours and hours with different playthroughs.
Yes, literally, because there's no way of checking, like, if you got, like, each level, like say in level 50, you can't check whether you've collected the lore hexes in it, do you know what I mean? So you literally have to start from level 1 and do it all again.
That sounds like one of those trophies where I would literally rip my hair out. I would go absolutely super saiyan, like literally, like Ash knows how bad I was in Shadow Colossus trying to do the bloody trophy where you had to do it in a.
Streams.
That is how I would be if I had to do that trophy, like Banshee.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I really, like, because it was on my mind the whole way through, like, even though I know it, like, I'm a bit OCD or something, I don't know, but even though I know that I got the save point, I just run back and read it one more time, just to make sure that I got it. And then at the end, like that, like, I played it on the Vita. It's on the PS4 and the Vita, and I played it on the Vita, and it plays great on the Vita. But that, like, the trophy's going to take, like, an extra second or two to pop on the Vita, and, like, than they do on the PS4. And, like, that couple of seconds waiting for that pop, oh, it was hell.
I think sometimes that makes what trophy hunting so stressful, and sometimes it just takes it out of you, stuff like that, because you're just not enjoying the game. I know when I play games, if I know what the trophy list is, everything else goes out the window, and I have to do certain things before I can actually enjoy the game. So sometimes trophies like that make it really tough, I think.
Yeah, I think your problem is because Bernie's like really thorough, so we'll be playing something and instead of just getting on with it and enjoying it. If she knows there's like collectibles, she's like literally looking everywhere just so it saves her like 2 minutes or 30 seconds, like on the cleanup.
Yeah. I've been known to do that myself. I have been. But it's a very good game. I'd recommend it if you like kind of like stealth puzzle. Like I'd recommend just if you're interested. It's not that long of a platinum. Like it's like a 10-15 hour probably. But I really enjoyed it. It was very good. But
I think to stay away from murder in this house, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
Wise choice. So on that front, thanks for that, Shingo. Ash, how about you? Do you have a tricky trophy first?
It's probably going to be a combination of one I did for Bernie and then the one I did for me. So the first one I did for me took me the best part of 2 years, which was the bounty trophy on Diablo 3, which is where you got to do 500 bounties.
Yeah.
Oh, the bounty trophy.
Serious grind, yeah. Me and Shingo have done them.
Yeah, like by the time I'd finished Diablo and done all the other trophies, I didn't play it. I didn't have any interest in playing like the end game for Diablo anymore. I was like, I'm so done with Diablo. And then you look at that 98% or something, and you're going, oh man, like I've got to get through these. And literally, like 500, it can't be bad. I bet I've done a few. And you go on it, and it's like 26 or 500, and you sat there like, but it's on 98%.
Yeah. By any chance, did you do the I can't remember exactly the name of it now, but there was a way of making it quicker, where like you fought a certain bounty, and
oh my god, please don't tell him that.
In hell, and literally, I went to hell. You run in, you kill a sledge or something else, and then you quit the game, exit, and then just keep going back onto the bounty screen and see if it's there. Yeah, if it's not there, you quit. And you keep going back. Yeah.
That's the way I done it, man. It was an absolute nightmare of a trophy.
Yeah, and like I did all the characters to level 70. What's made it worse? When it came out on PC originally, I played it into the ground. So when it came out on console, it was like, I don't know, it took the edge off because I'd already done it.
Yeah,
a little bit of
just completely killed it flat.
I did Diablo 3 Platinum, and I really enjoyed it. But I actually played on hardcore, and I died right at the very last boss, right on Nathael.
That's savage.
And I had to play.
It's literally the worst thing.
Oh, that's the one you have to, like, if you die, you have to start all over again, isn't it?
Yeah, it deletes the character.
Oh, no.
And the very last boss, that's the Reaper. The Reaper, the Souls guy. That's Methiel or something like that.
That actually gives me anxiety even thinking about it.
It's one of them
I
when you're
howled.
laughing, you feel guilty for laughing.
Yeah, I howled. Honestly, I howled for
I
days.
would have actually cried.
I
just
just
snapped the
turned the
disc.
console off, put the controller down, and just gone and cried.
I was so shaken I actually like blacked out. I think I must have regressed the memory of what actually happened, so I don't know. But I just know it
And
happened.
then the other trophy, which was a pain, was obviously Bloodborne was the free game on a PlayStation Plus. And then I said to Bernie ages ago that we'd get the Bloodborne Platinum because I've already got the Platinum. So it's to go back on Bloodborne, and all we had to do was the Chalice dungeons, and then we got to the Defiled Chalice.
Fair the old blood, bro.
Me and Shingo are Bloodborne enthusiasts, putting it mildly.
So I was on like New Game Plus Plus, and I'm going through the game helping Bernie. So I'd join Bernie's game, do it for Bernie, then quickly pop back on mine, and then try to do it on New Game Plus Plus on your own. It was a nightmare. And then obviously we got to Amygdala on the Defiled Chalice with half HP.
Who's that? I just called her a long arm bitch.
Yeah, I always thought the Hellhound was worse on my playthrough, but then when we played it on Bernie's, I think she was on like 60 insight, and we got her down to 0 in trying on co-op.
Yeah.
And then, like, that's not even for the trophy. That's the worst bit. It's just the build-up for the trophy. And then
I would
soloed
never play it again.
Me and Shingo platinum it twice.
I play it again tomorrow. I play it again tomorrow to get the platinum again.
I absolutely hate it, and every the two guys that tried to help us do Amygdala on Twitter are always like, "Can't wait for you to play the DLC," and I would honestly rather rip my eyelashes out than never play it again.
DLC is the best DLC ever.
Yeah,
any DLC I've ever played.
It feels sick.
You
don't know where you're going. The enemies are crap and horrible and OP as hell. Sorry.
No, it's just you're
but then again,
me
this is coming from someone who couldn't get past the tutorial bus from Dark Souls 3. So I mean, I probably am just completely crap at those games, but I just hated it. Absolutely hated it.
Me and Claire actually done a platinum playthrough on his YouTube channel with alternative accounts, so we could get like the platinum again. And we recorded the whole thing, and there's a few videos up there where I'm losing the head, I have to say.
Yeah. I like the world. That's the thing. I like the atmosphere, the world, and how it. Yeah, the lore of it is great, but just how it plays, it makes me angry.
Makes me
No.
Half HP. On the half HP, I went in. I kept trying to stand on its tail, like you do, and I was just getting one bang. So I was like, "I've got an idea. I'm just going to circle around the outside. When he slams his arms down, I'm just going to hit his arms." And I was like, no word of a lie, I must have been 45, 50 minutes into the fight, and it's on about, I don't know, like 25% HP, and then I just in my head going, if you mess up now, you've got to do it all again. And then I'm just sweating, and then I'm screwing up because I'm just thinking about messing up. It was just that I just wouldn't do the chalices. I played the game again, but the chalice dungeons, just the Defiled Chalice, that's a no from me.
I love it. Me and Shingo, like I said,
trophy on that game.
Me and Shingo have the platinum twice on it, and I would do it again very easily.
But I think the co-op is stupid. Like, it took us like half an hour to get into each other's game, and then I think that's what made me more frustrated because, I'm not very good at games like that, really. And so I needed Ash's help, and we needed to do it together. But the wait times to try and get him into the game were just not worth it because we just die. And I'd actually like to say Ash did die more than me, even on my game. I just want to put that out there. He died a lot. And so, and like, just just waiting, because then he'd die, and then you'd have to like ring your stupid freaking bell again, and you'd have to stand in the exact same spot, else it just didn't bother. Or if like his location hasn't opened and mine had opened, you can't even get into each other's game. That just frustrated me as well. So, you know, 0 out of 10. Seriously.
The worst bit was where I was going, oh, Bernie, you wait till you get an invader in your game. It is lit. I can't wait till we get an invader. And then we got
sick of it.
And then I just got sick of it after that. I wasn't even battling.
Every 2 seconds, it was some bitches in your game. And then we were like hiding behind, because we didn't want them to know there was 2 of us. So one of us was like hiding behind a gravestone, like, we'll pop out in a minute. And they were always OP as hell with like a gazillion blood vials. And I'm like, oh, just get out. Bin you. Where's the bell lady? Sick of it. Like,
should have called me.
Get out, you sadistic twat.
Should have called me. If I was there, if I was helping you in co-op, that would not have happened. I guarantee you that.
You could have been one of the people coming in. That's the problem.
No.
If it was you, I will hunt.
No, I never play PvP.
Hunt you down.
No.
I think it was more frustrating as well, because no matter what gear I put on or what Ash did to my weapon or whatever, it was just like tickling everything. It was not doing any damage, and I just felt like, what the heck? Where's the good gear? What am I doing wrong? It was just one big frustrating ball of frustration. So yeah, that's my 2 pennies worth. Yeah, I got the plat though. Woo.
So by the sound of it, you really enjoyed it as well as much as we did.
Oh, you know what? Best time of my life.
Great. Well, at least you got platinum. I'm very happy to hear that. What was your tricky trophy then, Bernie?
I know it was really hard. It was really hard to pick. But I'd probably have to say the most pain was probably Borderlands 2. All the trophies in that just seemed crap. Like World Traveler was hard because we forgot to go down one single shortcut, and we spent a whole day trying to uncover every single map, and it was literally due to one shortcut. I could have cried. So that was like tricky, and I think the most trickiest one was probably there's one called Tribute to a Vault Hunter, where I think there's
you have to get the random guy to show up and
the Michael Mamrell, and he could only spawn like before Sanctuary takes off into the sky, and he had a lesser chance of spawning than like Jimmy Jenkins, who actually gave me nightmares. I could not even stand it. And Ash actually got Jimmy Jenkins and then didn't save his game because he was so tired, and I'd fallen asleep and had to do it all over again. So at least I didn't have to do that. But he had a less chance of spawning than Jimmy Jenkins, so I was already stressed. And then only one of us could get the trophy, so if he spawned in our co-op and I spoke to him, then only I would get the trophy and vice versa. And that was an absolute nightmare. All the level 1 challenges, like actually doing the completed it, was like a nightmare. I think even like leveling, we cheated. I'm just going to say it. I was not good prepared to level every single one of those characters up to level 50. There was no way on this planet. So like I feel like the whole of Borderlands were all tricky trophies, to be honest. I can't even narrow one down. I think Ash can vouch for me when he says that it was a
I have the platinum too.
The Jenkins was heartbreaking. It was like 3 a.m. I'm literally like passing out, and then I got it, and then I turned my console off, and then we had about a month or 2 break. And then I went back on. Bernie got Jenkins. I was like, oh, yes, we've got the plat. And then I looked on mine and it said 0 of 1 because I didn't save it.
Oh.
It was like heartbreaking.
It was a fun game, though. But even now, I can't. Even thinking about going back to Borderlands gives me, like, you know, Narm flashbacks. I can't even think about going back to Borderlands again. Well, sometimes I'm like, oh, I really want to play it. And then I'm like, no, I can't do it.
I have the platinum on both PS3 and PS4, but I got lucky because I did it all on PS3, and if you can port your save over to the PS4, and like that level 1 challenge trophy just pops for you straight away. So I didn't need to do Jimmy Jenkins or anything like that.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah. So if you do it on PS3, you'll have it easy in the PS4. So, but like I did have to do it on PS3, so I remember all that. I remember the guy, that Vault Traveler guy, and Jimmy Jenkins especially. And the trick to Jimmy Jenkins, I believe, is to he has a much higher spawn rate, but still pretty bad during a certain mission. But if you just don't do it during that mission,
like, when you're in like the isn't it like the facility with all the tigers, like the animal things, he spawns. But we got to like there was one area of the map that was just before you could go into another location. We were literally quitting and reloading, and it was just a nightmare. I thought,
he is the bane of many trophy hunter, I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, and gross.
That's it. Well, great. Well, that just leaves me here. Well, yeah, Shingo?
Yeah, and I was going to say, what about you? I thought you forgot. I was going to say, what about you this week?
No, well, I just picked one out from the list of stuff that I did, but my one is from Grand Theft Auto Vice City, from like the HD kind of stuff.
That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. Don't even if it.
What? Which one?
The Godfather criminal rating that you're trying to the tricky trophy.
I actually already mentioned it as a tricky trophy on an episode, but so I can't use it again. But yes, I have mentioned it as a tricky trophy already. That is, like you can't. Well, I'll just kind of mention even that, like the tricky trophy behind that is that, like, well, the way I did it, I'm not too sure if it's the way you did it, but I'll just say the way I did it is that the very first thing is you can't shoot any guns, because the Godfather thing relies on like having perfect accuracy, because if you play the game normally, or which combination of whichever way you play a game, it's almost impossible to get the Godfather kind of rating, if you understand, because the factors it relies on just don't work out in your favor, like for the amount of shots that you've taken versus the amount hit and the accuracy level and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But what I had to do was I started up a brand new game completely clean, and then I went and I collected all the collectibles, like 80 out of 100 packages, and I used it like a cheat so that I could go over to the second and third islands and stuff like that. And you have to do it with like avoiding police and stuff like that, so nobody shoots at you whatsoever like that. And then once you have like 80 out of 100 of them, it spawns a, what's that thing? It spawns a
sparrow in it. Sea sparrow?
Yeah, the sea sparrow. It spawns that at like Cortez's mansion, and then you can just take that and go to a certain place and then like basically shoot at this truck, and every time you shoot at the truck it counts as a bullet hit, and like your accuracy percent goes up really, really high, and you have to rubber band your controller for like hours and hours so that the accuracy percentage goes up extremely high for you to be able to get the Godfather rating.
See, I haven't done them yet. I've got the Butcher and the Godfather on my last 2 trophies, and I just cannot even stomach it, because you have to have like isn't it like $100 million or something stupid as well?
Yeah.
By doing that cone crazy stupid game, as they said was the best way to do it, but it just looks overly complicated, and I'm just having like major anxiety going back to it.
It is.
So you'll have to hook me up with those cheats as well.
Yeah, well,
because I just want to get it out the way.
Yeah, all the cheats work, but honestly, like the best thing to do is just play. Like if you only have those 2 trophies left, then just set up a new game and do like I did. The second you have control of the character, just use the cheats to go and collect 80 out of 100 of the packages. Get that helicopter to spawn, get your 100 million, which I can't remember exactly what it's for, but it is needed. Now that you said that there, I do remember it is needed. I can't remember how it ties in, unfortunately, but then you'll be able to, like, you know, do that trick and then just rubber band them, you know. But yeah, like you wouldn't be able to do that with the other playthrough that you need to do of all the missions and shooting people and like doing the.
Luckily, I've got the 100% because I know they said if you use trophies, if you use cheats before you got your 100%, you would never get your 100%. It would like completely bug it, and you'd have a telling off. So I've got the 100% and everything. It's just those last 2 trophies, and I just can't even stomach it, honestly. Like
it is tough. It's stupid because, like I said, there's no way you wouldn't naturally get that rating through the.
So what? I don't understand why they put that trophy on there if they knew that was the only absurd way that you'd be able to get it. Like that's.
Arsehole.
I watched like someone on YouTube as well, and he said that you have to keep an eye on it as well. So if you rubber band it, you have to keep going back and checking, because he said you can't go over a certain amount of like percentage of accuracy or something stupid. And I'm like, so I can't just like do what I did with Final Fantasy 15 and just go to bed and wake up and then
I think you'll be okay on that. Honestly,
walked.
I think you're okay on that. Like I think you can run up any amount of numbers. But I think the important thing is to keep on letting it hit the truck and not hit the wall behind it, because then that will count as a bullet hit and or a bullet shot but not hit, if you understand. Whereas
oh dear God.
but that's okay, because the truck, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that, because the truck that you're shooting at is huge, and then with other trucks and with other cars, once it blows up and it's like in a wreckage and a shell, every time you shoot
You can
at
shoot
it,
through it,
yeah, it doesn't count as like a shot hit. So it's
I
just
think it's in
about
the
this one truck. It's in the where they film the
movie
pornos.
studio, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that's it.
It's the Packer in the corner.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to go back to that then.
But like I said, do it under those conditions where you like start a new game, collect the 80 collectibles, have no one shoot at you, that kind of stuff, you know. That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
But that is that's my tricky trophy. It's very, very tough. As like Vault just said, like, it's something you actually have to prepare for, you know what I mean? And
Research, yeah, you have to research. You can't just like go in and say, oh, I want to get this trophy. You have to do a bit of research behind it and then plan that.
Yeah,
that's what
I've
you
watched so many YouTube videos trying
Mm-hmm.
to find somebody who has done it a different way, but everybody has done it the same way, and
It is
it's
the
so
only way to do it.
long-winded.
it is the only way
Yeah.
to do it.
Respect to that person that found how to do that trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, who is that person? Oh, God,
Lord knows. Who
it's
knows?
probably PowerPix. Let's be honest, PowerPix knows all.
Yeah, we greatly admire those people who go out there and figure out this kind of stuff and relay the information to the community. Power to you guys. That's pretty much it, I think. So, coming to the very end of the episode, so we just do our kind of wrap up of things here now, where we kind of say, you know, a little bit about the server or whatever, anything like that, you know. We are going to have an E3 little section, a little like a chat channel coming up to E3, and we are planning on like watching E3 with all of each other, and like, and then hopefully people will join like we are now. For those of you who don't know, like, there's other voice channels where like everyone can speak. So in the podcast here, only we can speak because we're the guest episodes, but there's other channels where everyone just has the voice channels, and we're thinking we're going to like arrange all of us to like watch the same live stream of E3 and see if we can get something together on the night. So keep an eye out on that. Shingo, where can everyone find you on the interweb?
On Twitter, they can find me at TN Shingo Bingo, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't do any other social media like bar Twitter, so
Okay.
that's me.
Great, perfect. And Ash and Bernie, where can people find you?
So you can follow us on our YouTube, which is Vault906, and then my Twitter is at Vault_fiction, and Vault_fiction is my PSN as well. So if you ever want to play anything, then add me on PSN. No worries.
Yeah, and then I'm just on Twitter because I tried Instagram, can't get on with it. So we've got our YouTube, and it's Ash Ketchup YT for YouTube.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys very much for joining the episode. We had a great time. We hope to have you
Thank
back.
you for having us. It's been great.
Yep, we
Thanks for coming. Yeah, I enjoyed it tonight. Thanks.
We hope to have you back on the episode soon, definitely.
Oh, we'd love to.
Perfect. And thank you to everyone who listened live in the comments as well, and to everyone who's listening offline as well. Thanks for your support as well. We really, really enjoy it. So that's pretty much it for all of us here. So I will leave you with a goodbye and see you again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.